Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kira the doll back for yet another video. So as you guys can see from the title and the thumbnail, this video's episode stars Big Freedia. Let me tell you one more time. So before we can even get into the star and the guest of today, we gotta clock this tea about them aunties, yo. So basically, Tokyo and Carlissa were 2 seconds away from putting a pause on each other. At their big age, yes, they was, y'all. Don't believe me? Go tune into the Zeus Network yourself. Go pay that $5.99. Watch this episode, cause the tea was there. And before watching this episode, I feel like my money will always be on Tokyo. But after watching this episode, my money on Carlissa, y'all. Carlissa was ready to turn that studio upside down. Do you hear me? I was starting to realize Tokyo really one of them motherfuckers that talk so damn much. You really don't know if they can fight or not. They probably don't got no hands. That's why they so rah-rah. But them ones like Carlissa, that be cool, calm, and collected, and then they turn up on you in a second, you better watch out for them motherfuckers. Leave quiet people alone. I keep telling y'all. But as I'm watching this, the feelings that I felt that just overpowered all was Tokyo is very bothered. I feel like Tokyo has a Jezebel spirit, which is just a very jealous and envious person of every and anything. It just felt as though she was being territorial about the show, all in all. But when you have this spirit, you know you can't fight every battle, so you pick and choose your prey wisely. Those with this spirit size those up around them in attempts to find their next victim. Those type of people that like to throw rocks and hide their hand. They attempt to fight, however, it's immediately stopped. Then they tell these women that they gotta continue regular conversation. And this is where you see Tokyo change her mask. She took her mask off, y'all. From thug to nice nasty. I advise everybody listening to this to get away from nice, nasty people who have the ability to smile in your face and hide whatever heavy feelings that they have on their heart. Those that playfully insult you during conversation, and when you call it out, the shade label, oh, you're just so sensitive. You're labeled problematic or one who creates conflict out of thin air. I advise stay away from nice, nasty people. These are the people that will backstab you, and then you act confused, saying, how could they? They've been showing you all this time they don't like you, and now you confused when they decided to pounce. I've been telling y'all, Tokyo want her solo show bad. Carlissa must be intimidating her in some shape or form. Tokyo being territorial, like I said, in my opinion, it's given she don't want nobody taking her show vibes. Maybe she feels Carlissa more of a threat because they've been on a few different shows. Like Tokyo had a show with her daughter. Carlissa starred in her son's show, and then they've been on Bad versus Wild, and now they're on this. Maybe Carlissa is just more of a threat to her than Tia, even though she still gets into it with Tia a little bit too. But I told y'all that spirit jealous of every and anything. Tokyo can turn it on and off like an actress. Them type of people are dangerous and fake. Carlissa says she can't adjust that fast, and I'm with her on that one. If somebody would have did that to me, especially at their age that they is, I might have just left and said, "Can y'all need to find a way to contain y'all zoo animals? I'm out. Y'all too old for the bullshit." You feel what I'm saying? Nobody came there for that. Tia asks, "Is this for real?" And that just made me laugh because, like, are y'all for real? Like I'm saying, at this age, Tia even said they gotta pay me millions to fight somebody. And I know that's right, Tia. Get your money. Carlissa asked Tokyo what's her problem with her, and Tokyo has nothing to say. However, she is very aggressive and she says it's no problem. But her response gives it is a problem. Now, Big Freedia finally comes out. Not gonna lie, I like the look and I also like Frida's demeanor. He his energy made them suck it up and get it rolling, get it cracking for in the name of professionalism. He has worked with Beyonce and he says he has been relevant for 24 years. So since about 2000, he has been dating somebody from 2006 until today. He's from New Orleans and I love their culture. Tokyo looks like she wants to give Carlissa the spotlight today. But the reason being for me liking New Orleans culture is because they are black people, but they are more cultured black people. And I just love that. I love feeling a belonging to a culture. You feel what I'm saying? Like how a lot of the times a lot of black people don't feel like we have our own original culture compared to other ethnic groups or people who come from different countries like the American black people. We feel like we don't belong to any true culture and that's what makes me love New Orleans culture. So Frida basically says he don't care how people address him as whatever you want to address him as because he know who he is. And I like that because what he said is powerful. That's powerful. Be yourself basically. Like it don't matter what somebody else want to call you. Like they can say whatever they want to say. But if you know who you are, none of that shouldn't bother you. And it's easier said than done because when people come in these YouTube comments being negative, I delete them comments so fast, just so you know though. But yeah, I do because not everybody for the draining conversation. Everybody ain't for it. So at this point, Tokyo is being a little quiet. She's acting real jittery, real weird, and basically the tension is in the room. Like you can cut it with a knife. The room was thick and full of negativity to the point that the securities was getting on the stage just in case they fought. So when the security getting close, they could sense something going down. You know what I'm saying? Like security comes to the stage. That's basically a big deal. That's a big deal. Is y'all about to fight? They talked to Frida, asked him a few questions that we're gonna get into after, but basically, the security came to the stage and whatnot, cause now Tokyo going off on Tia because she told the producers what happened when they came on set. Tokyo just pissed. She pissed at Tia. She pissed at Carlissa. Then she started telling them they need to ask more questions. They need to be more involved. She basically pointing out what she did and what they haven't. And to me, this just sounds like insecurities, auntie. Please, auntie, relax. Relax. Then it's just like Frida can't believe his eyes. He can't believe that they really arguing and going back and forth. So he trying to ask them like, y'all for real? Like y'all really about to fight? And he like, oh, y'all really about to fight? I'm out. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. As he should. Because these ladies is too old. They should know better by these ages. These big ages. That y'all not coming on here to fight. This ain't baddies. This ain't baddies. What is y'all doing? This is auntie. So with that being said, y'all supposed to be the elders in the community. What is we doing? So now Tokyo and Carlissa head backstage to put their differences aside and to also reassure Frida. Found it so odd how they all of a sudden acting I said crazy. Yeah, they acting crazy. I mean happy and straight bipolar. Just so that Frida don't leave because they know that was their check and their money leaving. And it's sad because Frida was even crying. And it's sad that they played with him like that because how y'all can act civilized now, but y'all couldn't do it just a minute ago. Do y'all really respect him, or you feel what I'm saying? Like, and not only that, if y'all like y'all money that much, y'all should respect that space also. Now they're able to finish the show before Frida left on their ass and they money walked out the building. They was able to go get that bag and bring it back in the room. So some of the questions they got to ask Frida was his height. He said he's 6'3". He considers himself non-binary, meaning he doesn't want to be put in a box. And I really feel like this was one of the best interviews because his answers just make you think. They blow your mind, and it's the truth. I don't want to be put in a box neither about nothing. I want to do whatever I want to do. I don't want nobody to try to say, oh, you can't do that because you do this. No, don't put me in no box. But he definitely came with great, amazing energy. And I feel like it was an energy that was needed. And that's why I respect him for walking away when he knew that something is beneath him. Because all money ain't good money now. And he said that he hates to see his black sisters fighting. And that is so true. It's like in this community, a lot of the times we can't even get through a successful event. We can't get through a successful get together, a successful gathering without conflict. And even lives are lost at gatherings for black people. And it's sad that as people we are so quick to attack each other in our own community rather than the infiltrators. How we gonna fight each other? We so mentally down that we fighting each other when we got so many attacks on our community to begin with, but we fighting each other. Then we got Tia trying to dance like the New Orleans people, and that was funny. Like, girl, no. Tia funny for real. So they asked him where's the craziest place that he did to do, and he says at the park. And that's wild. He says that DL men are a fetish, which is also wild. It makes sense why so many men are DL. They basically a part of the LGBTQ. So about Frida's upbringing, he recently lost his mom in 2014, and said she was very supportive of him since he was about 12 and was always stepping behind him. He said that family knew that he was gay before he even knew. However, when he was about 12 or 13, that was his first sexual experience, and that's when he knew for sure that he was gay. So then they get into transgenders and people allowing their children to make the big decision to change their gender, like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. And he says, let children be children. That is really an adult decision that these parents let their child make. And at the end of the day, sometimes we go through phases. Sometimes we, you know, are who we are for a certain amount of time and then we change. So if hopefully not, but we now have the conversation to talk about detransitioning. Basically, he also talks about his life growing up and how it taught him to be a go-getter. And I've definitely felt that watching this episode because he's talked about all of the things that he done did, his resume, and it's long. And it just made me realize his mind is all business, and I know he got some money tucked up for a rainy day. He also says basically all men play with the woman mind no matter the sexuality. For example, he said that his boyfriend did that in the past. So these men will be full blown gay and still talk to women, and be seen as a DL sometimes, just talking to different women while being in a relationship with a man. So basically, the same way how straight men cheat, gay men will cheat, but sometimes they will do it with straight women. Then they're gonna ask him, do he eat booty? He said, that's my exit. And his advice was to keep God first in everything you do, and everything else will fall into place. And he also said it's all about respect. And that's why he feels the way he feels about non-binary. So next week, I don't know who this guy is. Can y'all please tell me who this is? Because he seemed funny, he did, and I feel like I want to do him, but I don't know exactly who this is. I'm like, is this like um Afro B type of rapper or something? Like, I don't know. But yeah, thanks y'all for watching. How did y'all feel about this episode? How did y'all feel about the aunties getting into it? Do y'all feel like they should have been bigger than that energy they done brought to this podcast? Do you feel like they needed the show needed to end? Do y'all feel like this was ghetto? How do y'all feel? I feel like I've seen a lot of people saying that this is ghetto and straight up ridiculous. But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments. Stay engaged. Yeah. But thanks y'all for watching. I'll be back next week. I need to figure out who that person is for next week. I feel like I may know, but I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, leave some comments below. Stay positive. No negativity, no negative vibes. Good vibes only. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.